Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me again. I do have a lot of stories. Sometimes, I think back and I'm like, man, I made it. And these kids will never know what I went through. I used to be scared and superstitious a lot because of the stories that my grandmother used to tell us. My grandmother was a handful. She believed that she had like these spiritual gifts, and she was always like seeing shadows or experiencing visits from the like deceased relatives or friends and family and stuff like that. And these visits would actually come in the form of, it could be animals, or insects like butterflies or like grasshoppers, or she would even like smell someone's perfume or cologne. It was really strange. But I was always scared of the dark. I was so scared to be alone by myself in a room for too long, especially at night. So sometimes we be like just chilling, like in a late evening. And my grandmother loved to sing. And we be just laying on the bed with her, singing like old people songs and stuff, which we all knew by heart because we heard them so much because she sang them so often. And we're always somewhere next to her. So if she's on the bed, we're like on the floor playing with dolls or something. And out of nowhere, she would just start sniffing around. And she'd be like, Ole, smell that? And we'd be like, what? And she'd be like, that's sweet smell. And my cousin and I are looking at each other confused because we don't smell anything. And she'd be like, you come to visit me? And now we're like really looking at each other like, is she okay? Then when I ask, Granny, who are you talking to? Then she goes, Tante Ruth. Apparently that's her aunt Ruth. I don't see anyone in there but us. I don't smell anything. So I ask, who is Tante Ruth and where is she? And then she says, she dead long time no. Let me tell you, we jump on that bed so quickly and hide under the sheets. And now I'm peeking around and sniffing because I need to know where she is so that I can run in the opposite direction. Okay. Because she ain't come to visit me. She dead. We don't know each other. I don't know her. I've never seen her. I've never met her. And I'd like to leave it that way. So now, because I'm so paranoid all the time, I never wanted to sleep in my room by myself. And I say by myself because there was my little cousin, but she was like really young. So, it wasn't like she was, felt like some type of security or something like that. Right. So we're sleeping in our grandparents' bedroom at this time. She and my grandfather are on the bed, and my little cousin and I are on the floor on a mattress. Imagine we left our whole bedroom and bed to sleep in her bedroom on the floor on the mattress. And Granny, with her weird midnight dreams, will like wake up and share them with my grandfather. And she'll be like, Francis, she's waking him, right? Francis, get up. I know dream Patsy day. Now, she's speaking quietly, but because it's so quiet in the room, it's like in a dead night. And if you listen, you can hear every detail of the dream, but I'm not tuned in until I hear the words shadow, no head, and spirit. So she's telling him about a dream that she had with Patsy and somebody she saw like a spirit with no head in the form of a shadow in our living room. So now I'm scared shitless and my eyes are closed now because I don't want to see what she's talking about. I already have a visual. I overheard this information about this headless shadow. So I already see a headless shadow. I'm closing my eyes. I don't want to see. And now I'm blocking my ears because I don't want to hear anymore until I hear Corrine. So now I'm usually Corrine, but in Trinidad, I'm Corrine. Okay. Corrine. And I'm like, yes, Granny. And she goes, go and bring a glass of ice water for me there. I hated that. Man, I hated that with a passion. And it's like she did it all the time. Now, why would you wake up and tell a scary story in the dead middle of the night about a headless shadow and then expect me to walk through the long hallway to the kitchen. I'm exaggerating. It's just that the walk felt so long because I'm scared. But of course, you don't complain because it's Caribbean parents. You don't complain, and you better not say no if you value your life. And they don't ask, they tell you to. So you just do as you're told. Let me tell y'all, I was so scared. I was so terrified. So this is what I do now. I make a dash for it with my eyes closed. And as soon as I get to the first room now, flick, I flick the light on. Of course, it's the empty bedroom that we don't sleep in. And then I'm running out to the living room, flick that light on. Then I get to the kitchen, flick the light on. And now I'm focusing on making her ice water, okay? Because I don't want to look to the side somewhere and see Mr. Headless. So when I'm finished now, I make another dash for it. And I turn off the kitchen light, flick. You don't look back, okay? Do not look back. And then I get to the living room, flick. Then get back to the empty bedroom, flick. Of course, some water was lost along the way because I'm running with a glass of water in my hand. Nevertheless, I get to the bedroom, handed the water to my grandmother, and now I am exhausted. But mission accomplished. So now I'm getting comfortable. She sips her water and finishes her story. And then I hear, Corrine. And I'm like, yes, Granny. And she goes, go and put this glass back in the kitchen and wash it.